Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I'm actually not doing well, and I'm about to tell you how I got completely screwed by a bank just now, a credit card, and hopefully through this a little pain point in my life, you're going to learn something and not have to suffer the same consequences as me. So just to call it right out, I applied for a credit card through one of my companies, and it was a credit card through JP Morgan Chase Bank. Now I have many different credit cards for different purposes for different businesses, right? Every single one of them are different because of the benefits you get with them. So this was an airline miles card. So what happened was, applied for the card, actually my business partner applied for the card and had me as the primary and her as the secondary. And she asked immediately, then on this business is my wife, she asked for a rush on the credit cards because we wanted to buy some airline tickets with it, right? And start getting the points, because there's always an introductory phase where if you spend so much in a certain amount of time, you know how it works, right? You get those benefits. So they said they will overnight the cards. Well, the first card that came was hers, which was the secondary on the account. Not thinking much of it at all. That card was activated immediately using the cell phone on record, and the person, the card holder, did everything, activated, no problem. Bought the airline tickets. And then a couple other purchases, which weren't big, $2,000 worth of purchases, went through on the card as well. And my card never showed up, right? Now, we actually had 3 cards on the way, and my card hadn't come, and we went to go make another purchase, and the account had been shut down. So my wife made a phone call to Chase, and they said, oh, the reason why it was shut down was because the primary card wasn't unlocked, wasn't opened first, it wasn't activated first. And she said, well, okay, it's still not here, so I don't know what to tell you, and you never said that to us. You overnighted, obviously, the wrong card. And they said, oh, sorry, no big deal, we're gonna reopen it for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So a couple days later, our card hadn't arrived yet. So the primary, mine. So we called and they said, well, we sent it. It shows right here that it was undeliverable. We're like, okay, so how was it undeliverable? Did they say that they left us a note or something like that? Because that never happened. It was just did not happen. And they said, well, you know what? We'll resend it out. So they sent it not overnight air. They sent it through the postal service. It just showed up. So the first one had to be delivery confirmation. You had to wait to get it signed. It's very secure, right? The next one just showed up in your mailbox. So I guess it's not that secure the second time around, right? Even though supposedly this is the first one, the most important one of the account. And I'm getting to the lesson. Well, this is the lesson. We went to activate my card. And once again, the account had been shut down. So we called and they said, sorry, it's now in the fraud department. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just trying to activate the card that you sent to me in the wrong order, the wrong time. And they said, sorry, we can't activate it. Got to go to the fraud. Well, of course, the fraud department's not open, 7 days a week. So you got to wait a couple days. We called the fraud department and they said, yeah, your account's locked. And I said, okay, cool. Can you unlock it? Nope, can't do that. Can you tell me why it's unlocked? No, can't do that either. And I'm like, is there anything or anyone that can actually tell me what's going on? And they said, look, the only way we can actually open this account is if you give us a copy of the front and back of your driver's license, a copy of the front and back of your social security card, and a copy of a utility bill. I said, well, that's crazy. That's more documentation than I need to buy a firearm in the state of California. That is insane. There's no way I'm gonna do that. As a matter of fact, I told them, I said, that's more documentation than I ever needed to apply for this credit card ever in the first place. Matter of fact, I didn't need anything. I just fill out an application and boom, there's a credit card shows up in the mail. Pretty weird, huh? Got your business EIN number, all of these other facts, right? And the figures they have you check off for how much you make and all that stuff. And now you want me, and I told this person this, I said, you want me to put enough information into your system that if you get hacked, because I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, it happens all the time, that someone can full on take my identity. And I recorded it, and we'll put together a video on this. And the person even said, yeah, I completely agree with you. This is crazy, And I even told the lady helping me, it's not her fault. I said, this is gonna be recorded for customer assurance, And it's crazy that this would happen. So first off, if you guys have a credit card, a business credit card, right? Make sure the primary card gets activated first, right? So you're not in this. So now we're in fraud. We're fraudsters, right? So I'm on the phone with the fraud department, said, I'm not gonna do that. Look, the whole thing is that supposedly you say that the second card that you sent overnight to have signed was opened in the wrong order. And they said yes. And I said, okay, so now I'm here with the card and my cell phone, which you know by looking at your screen, that's it. That's all it takes to activate a credit card. The cell phone number on record, somebody call and go, yes, activate card, and it just activates. Can you do that? And they said no. And so I said, all right, so where are we at now? And they said, well, you can't even make a payment on that card unless you give us all this information. I'm like, there's no way. So then they said, well, there is one other way. I'm like, please do tell. And they said, you can go down to a branch, and a local branch, and identify yourself there. Bring your information. So I went down there. The banker that we work with, very nice lady, obviously had all the identification she needed because I have 2 different bank accounts. I have 3 bank accounts at that bank. Let's see, 2 businesses and 1 personal, something like that. And she turned around and said, yeah, this is it. She called up the fraud department, and guess what the fraud department said? No, we want him to upload all that information. So now, not only do they want information that they would never ask on the initial credit card, but now they don't even believe their own branch manager saying, I know them, I'm looking at the identification here, I'll upload a copy of his driver's license, I'm talking to him, they have accounts here. They want your social security number. Think about that. This is absolutely insanity. So we worked out a way to where we could go down there and write a check and close the credit card. But then it's interesting because, you know, these kind of things hit your credit when you start a credit card and you open it and then close it fast. It's just very interesting what's going on in this world right now, where you can't, to open up the credit line, all you need is an application. I don't even know if they asked for, I don't even remember if they asked you to upload a driver's license in the credit card process. Let me know in the comment section last time you guys applied for a credit card if you had to upload a driver's license or anything like that to open up a credit line. But because the bank mailed off the wrong card first, and then the bank mailed the second card off and didn't tell us how it was coming, it just showed up in the regular mail. We never even got the third. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely insane? Let me know in the comment sections if you guys had this issue, but I wanted to let you guys know so that you don't have to deal with all this kind of stuff. You know, I'm going to the fraud department and the fraud department can't do anything. I said, so you're supposed to identify fraud, right? And like, yeah. And I said, okay, I've got my cell phone and I got my credit card here. The exact thing to open up the card in the first place, and you can't open it up? Oh, no. And you don't even believe someone at your local branch? Oh, no. We want enough information that if we get hacked, someone can steal your identity. Like way even more than they need to steal your identity. Think about that. Actual photocopies of your social security card. Absolutely insanity. But I wanted to bring this information to you so that you don't go through this. You know, it's funny because there's a lot of people that go through daily stresses of this society in the way that we put things together. And this is one thing that a lot of people think that it only happens to them, but it happens to everybody, right? And I wanted to make sure you knew that. If you have a credit card that's coming and there's multiple card holders, do not let the secondary, the third, or the fourth credit card holder activate their card first. Let the primary do it first. And if the bank does it wrong, don't just hold on to those cards and say, I want the primary card first. Because this is the way that I can at least bring you value, and I think it's very important. So I'll let you guys know how it goes, because right now, you know, we're in trouble for fraud because the bank can't do their stuff right, so they're just going to blame you. That should sell you something. Think about it. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.